Welcome, friends. I'm Gina Nicole, and this is the Goddess Channel, where we awaken our spiritual awareness, connect from the heart, and co-create goodness in the world through channeled messages we receive together with Spirit. Today's message is going to be one of 5 final transmissions in this current format before a very special shift. So on July 4th, I will be sharing how we're taking this channel to the next level and into a powerful new collaboration that I believe is going to expand our consciousness in ways that we haven't experienced before. So I'm very excited about this shift. And if you've been resonating with these frequencies, be sure to subscribe and click the bell as well to stay notified of when I post a video. Let's drop in. The message we begin with for today is: do not underestimate creativity for creativity's sake. When I was younger, I studied a little art history, and one movement that always stayed with me was Dada. It was wild, rebellious, irreverent, and the whole point of the movement was art for art's sake, period. And when we look back through history, from the current time, isn't it interesting how art for art's sake, creativity for creativity's sake, the viewpoint of the artist and no other reason, like a commission or something like that, how threatening that is to power, right? Just the energy of creativity itself, without an agenda, without a business model, without a commission or a price tag, it has always been considered dangerous. Because truth, authenticity, and free expression are incredibly threatening to those who have a paradigm of taking more than they're giving. Because there's an imbalance. And deep down, they know that universal law always squares itself. The checkbook always balances. The equation always completes itself. It can be no other way in consciousness. And so people who take more than they give constantly have to be looking over their shoulder. Because universal law, the laws of karma, are going to balance themselves one way or another. And it's ironic because we can look at the people in this world that have the most, and unless they're on a harmonious frequency, they're actually the people who are scrambling as much, if not more, than everybody else. There are really 2 kinds of people with power, wealth, and influence. Those who have earned it by the law of circulation, by giving, releasing, contributing. And those who are on borrowed time, right? The ones I'm talking about looking over their shoulders because they're gripping, they're hoarding, and white knuckling what was never truly theirs to begin with. And that kind of power can feel its expiration date approaching. And when it does, people start choosing destruction over growth. Until they don't. Until something shifts. Sometimes it's their descendants, which you can think about as their ancestors in reverse, who break the pattern, who say, no more. This is not me. This is not how I'm doing things. And that is why specifically art is a threat. Because creativity is the force of spiritual freedom in action. And let me be clear, as always, and I know I say this a lot, but these messages aren't about condemning anyone. We are not here to create more shame or division in the world, but these messages are coming through earnestly to illuminate the shadow so that we can actually identify what the frequency is that we're trying to heal and meet it with love. Dislodge it from the collective field. Heal it and transmute it with truth. So that's our work here. That's the light we carry. So let this message spark a new level of permission inside of you. You're being invited into creative play, not because it has a purpose, not because it produces something, but because it's where your power lies. It's your true nature. And for you, that may look like writing, baking, making daisy chains, singing in the shower, journaling for no reason, decorating your water bottle, laughing, building sandcastles, just being weird and wonderfully you. The invitation is that when the intuitive hit strikes, rather than thinking, create. The other day, I wrote 15 chapters of a book with the help of AI in 2 sittings. I don't even know what it's for. I don't know if I'm going to put it out into the world. I don't know what that's going to look like. But creativity struck and I just did it because I had the intuitive hit. And that simple act, what was so interesting about it, I noticed that it dropped me deeper into the flow of my life. It made other things in my life come into harmony because I just started saying yes to my true nature flowing through me rather than creating a bunch of stops and starts and, overthinking and all of this kind of stuff in my field. I just dropped into my creativity and let that put me into a flow with all of my life. So do not underestimate how powerful this is. Because when you create just to create, without fear or permission or an outcome even, you begin to remember yourself, remember who you are. And it's not logical, it's not mental. It's a feeling of just being present, being you, being free, having this immense light, immense power flowing through you in the most beautiful ways. And this is where the illusion of control collapses because it can't survive in flow. Isn't that interesting? I don't think I've ever said that before, but the illusion of control cannot survive in flow. That's how we collapse it. So I'm inviting you here to breathe into your being. Maybe taking a breath through the nose and slowly breathing out through the mouth. Maybe do that a few times. And just moving your consciousness into the center of your being. Just noticing the now moment and noticing the pulse of creativity within you. You may want to say something to yourself like, I love to create. I am a creative being and I am free. I'd love to hear how this lands for you. And again, we're going to be shifting our format a little bit on this channel. Not much, but in an exciting way. So stay tuned. And until then, have a beautiful day. I love you.